Thank you very much, Felix. Now moving on to the awards ceremony, and I can confirm it's important to remember with these awards that the statistical awards relate to racing in Great Britain and Ireland. All awards are presented for success achieved in the calendar year 2021. So I know it's difficult to rewind our minds that far back, but 2021. So to our first award. Please may I welcome Nevin Truesdale, the Chief Executive of our headline sponsors this evening, the Jockey Club, to join me on stage to present the first award, which is the BBA Silver Cigar Box presented to the leading British-based stallion by Flat Earnings, respectively. The winner of this statistical award was announced earlier in the year. I don't know if I'm meant to have an envelope for dramatic effect, but I'm sure you can all guess this one. The winner is Frankel. With 87 winners in Britain and Ireland who amassed over 5 million in prize money, Frankel gained 8 new top-level winners this year, 4 of whom were successful in Britain and Ireland. Godolphin's homebred Adayar provided the stallion with his first Derby scorer and was the first 3-year-old to take the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes in a decade. Meanwhile, the Normandy stud-bred Hurricane Lane, of course third at Epsom, won the Irish equivalent 3 weeks later, the Grand Prix de Paris and the St Leger to his record as well. And to receive the award this evening, delighted to welcome on behalf of Juddmonte Farms, Simon Mockridge. How many more accolades we can heap upon the mighty Frankel, but I'm always interested to know, obviously with your day-to-day experience of dealing with him as a horse and over the years as he's developed as a stallion, what's he like on a routine basis?
Well, he's just a very interesting character. He's just very good at everything that he does in the first place. And, you know, we're very fortunate to have him not only Juddmonte Farms, but actually in English breeding. He's the first horse for the last 34 years actually to break the Irish dominance in terms of champion size. So, you know, we're very pleased to have him. He's a great horse.
And it looks like that stranglehold is not going to end anytime soon. He goes from strength to strength. I mean, Simon, his record is phenomenal. But what is it perhaps about his breeding record and the success he's achieved that's maybe surprised or surpassed expectations at Juddmonte?
Well, I suppose from the outset he was very well supported, and I'm very grateful to all the breeders that are here tonight, because without their help these stallions actually can't get off the ground. So what I would say about him is he had great support from day one, which is vitally important for any horse to start his career. I suppose the thing that really shocked me was the fact that he probably doesn't stamp his stock in the way that many breeders would like him to. But the one thing that he does give them, he gives them great heart, and they try very hard. And I think, as we heard from probably the one person I'd really like to thank is Charlie Appleby, because last year he had 3 Group 1 winners by the horse, including 2 Derby winners. So I'm sure that Darley probably, I'm not quite as happy, but you know, we were delighted with the way that Charlie actually trained those horses. So, you know, he always says they're very tough mentally, they take their racing very well, which is probably very much like Galileo himself.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations, and no doubt we'll be seeing you back here next year, I imagine, Simon. What a phenomenal start to the season.
Well, I think it's going to be a bit tougher at the moment. We've got a way to go, so we'll try hard.
Good luck, Thursday. Simon Mockridge, thank you. There's no escaping me this year, I'm afraid. Anita Wigan did a quick disappearing act from the stage last year, but you have to join me to present our award for the Barleythorpe Stud Silver Cup, presented for the leading British-based stallion by individual flat winners. The winner of this statistical award was also announced earlier in the year, and the winner of this one, we do now have our envelopes, is Dubawi. Well, in terms of individual flat winners, Godolphin stalwart Dubawi, who turned 20 at the start of the new year, retained the Barleythorpe Stud Silver Cup for the 5th successive season. The son of Dubai Millennium's top domestic performers in 2021 included Group 1 British Champion Sprint Stakes winner Creative Force, Group 2 City of York Stakes victor Space Blues, and Yabir, winner of the Group 2 Great Voltage Stakes. The last named pair going on to land top-level successes later in the season abroad. And please welcome to receive the award on behalf of Godolphin, Sam Bollard. Sam, again, it's hard to think of new things to say about such a phenomenal stallion that is Dubawi, but for you, dealing with him on a day-to-day basis, what do you think it is that really makes him such a, even that snapshot of his best horses in 2021, we see what a versatile, phenomenal stallion he is. What is it that makes him so special?
Gina, I think as Simon just alluded to, it's what you can't see is makes them special. It's what's in their head. But we are so lucky to have him, and remember that he came from that very small crop of Dubai Millennium. And at his age now, it's really his sons that we're excited about. So we're incredibly lucky to have the likes of Night of Thunder and Zarek leading the way, and Tudon Hot and Gayeth to follow through. And it's very exciting what they're doing. So that's where it is. It's the future.
Absolutely, and he is the king. He knows he's the king. When anyone that comes to Dalham Hall Stud will see that. Is he still as sprightly as ever?
He's in great form at the moment, thankfully.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Industry Merit Award recognises those who are working to improve the thoroughbred breeding sector, whether as a business, group or individual, with particular emphasis on the social and environmental activities that contribute to the long-term viability of the industry. If I could ask TBA trustee Kate Sigsworth to join me on stage to present our next award. Well, the nominees are Chase-Moore Farm for support of people and industry initiatives, Lanwade Stud for environmental sustainability work, and James O'Donnell, leader of the industry's Environmental Sustainability Working Group. I think you'll all agree, a hugely deserving list of nominees. However, there can only be one winner, and the winner is Chase-Moore Farm. Andrew and Jane Black's vision for what would eventually be known as Chase-Moore Farm began in 2007, and since then significant and ongoing investment in Chase-Moore Farm has taken place. As well as upgrading facilities and bloodstock, Andrew and Jane have cultivated a strong sense of community amongst the team, embedding the values of the stud, integrity, professionalism and community in all of their practices. They have both actively encouraged training to upskill and increase experience across their team, and Jane has recently completed her Thoroughbred Horse Racing Industry MBA from the University of Liverpool and now sits on the TBA's Education Board. Our congratulations to Andrew and Jane Black. Wonderful success. Well, Andrew, it's been fascinating actually seated next to you and enjoying learning a little bit more about Chase-Moore Farm. Just tell me when the idea and how the idea to run your farm in this manner came about for yourself and Jane.
I think Jane and I, we decided about 4 years ago after we had a guy running it for us who left. And at that point, we thought we would take over ourselves and run it rather than just hire somebody else in to come and do it. And I think that was a very big decision for us, and I think we're very pleased that we made that decision. And but we don't have kind of the expertise that we probably should have to run that type of business. So we sort of run it in a sort of community fashion. So it's kind of a commune.
Having said that, I've named about 3 horses this evening sat next to you, and you've managed to reel off their grand dam, third dam twice removed. So I think you're being very modest on that front. And Jane, just tell us a little bit about how the farm works from day to day, because I was fascinated to learn a little bit more about the committee mentality you have at Chase-Moore.
Yeah, it's very much a team effort. So we have Pat, our vet, Jack, our farm manager, Jamie, who runs the estate, and Kerry, who works in the office, and we all just work together really. So it's not just me and Andrew; they do all the work really. and we discuss everything and agree everything together. Really.
Has that reaped dividends, Andrew?
I hope so. I mean, we're having a good year. Maybe it's just a one-off. Maybe we're just doing better. I don't know. We'll see.
Does it bring you added satisfaction running the farm in this manner, I presume?
Yeah, I love it. I love all business.
Long may the success continue. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If I could ask Peter Stanley to join me on stage to present the next award, the TBA Stud Employee Award, which has kindly been sponsored by New England Stud. Peter, if I could ask you to tell us a little bit more about this award.
I think this award's incredibly important, and actually, obviously tonight, everybody who gets an award thinks theirs is the most important, but for me, this is the most important, because I think everybody who's in here knows that you can't run a stud without good staff, and is what you need is loyalty, commitment, honesty, integrity, people who are prepared to volunteer for everything. And the winner of this award every year is an unbelievably impressive person, and we all know that we couldn't run our studs without people like that. So I'm hugely lucky to be a part of, have been able to sponsor it for so many years. And this year is definitely the most exciting for me. Gina, explain why.
Fantastic. I hope it's on the script, Peter. Thank you to all those who have nominated their employees. So the nominees are as follows: Lisa Brown from the National Stud, Noel Challoner from Northmore Stud, Sophie Dapolito from Chapel Stud, Roger Davies from Cheveley Park Stud, David Garner from New England Stud, and Beverly Woodley from Chasehall Farm. All winners in their own right, I think you'll agree. The candidate who has scooped the award, however, has worked in the thoroughbred industry over half a century. His first job was at Medlar Stud, where he went on to work for 29 years. He then joined New England Stud, where he's been for the last 21 years. He's a model employee who is always early and punctual. He's available to help out at any hour of the day and night. At Medlar Stud, he foaled mares, prepared foals and yearlings, and after 5 years was promoted to stallion man. He travelled most welcome to Brazil and stayed there for a number of days to settle the horse in at the express wish of Sir Philip Oppenheimer. He's carried out all roles at New England, including chainsaw work, JCB work, yearling and foal prep, as well as being in charge of transporting mares for covering. He travels 7 days a week, including the night time, and is always available for this role. His proudest day was during Frankel's first season at Stud, when he took all 3 mares to Frankel, covered that day, including Dar Remy. Subsequently, of course, it needs no introduction, the dam of Too Darn Hot, and champion 2-year-old Superstar Leo. He's unfailingly dedicated, polite and hard-working. Any of the stallion studs that he will visit attest to the fact that he's always punctual, always helpful, and a great ambassador. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the TBA Stud Employee Award this year is David Gardner. Please welcome David to the stage. David, congratulations. How much does it mean to hear those wonderful words from Peter?
I'm speechless. Yeah, really, no, that, absolutely speechless, but yes, wonderful, thank you.
And it must be lovely to be rewarded in this fashion, because I always think, sometimes the hard work and the dedication and the hours that goes in often can be overlooked and can be unnoticed. So how does it feel to be here receiving the plaudits today from all of your colleagues?
Well, very well, thank you. It's just a job, and I get on and do it as best I can. Simple as that.
I'm sure that's the attitude that served you so well. What have been some of the highlights for you? We've heard there about taking the mares to Frankel.
Yes, and not only that, I mean, handling a lot of the top quality mares in the world. Actually, I mean, we go on to Dar Remy, Superstar Leo, the Foog, and of course Reckoning and all this and that. I take covering and handle them every day.
And it's so interesting to hear the people that are closest to these horses. Do they know they're different, these special ones?
Especially Superstar Leo. It broke my heart when she retired and went off to America, yes.
What was she like?
She was a wonderful mare, but we have her granddaughter, one master now, back at the stud, so she reminds me of her.
Cut from a similar cloth?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Congratulations.
Very much indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Gardner. If I could ask TBA trustee, otherwise known as my father, Colin Bryce, to join me on stage to present the next award, which is the Langham Cup, presented to the Flat Small Breeder of the Year. Now, the nominees for this awards are the Court Commerce Limited, Homecroft Wealth Racing, Maskell Stud, David Ward, and Retham Stud. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Langham Cup for Flat Small Breeder of the Year goes to David Ward. Well, after dipping his toe into ownership for the first time in 2008, he later took his interest to a more serious level when introduced to Ed Sackville, where they purchased Northern Star at the Goffs Orby sale. She won a single Class 6 race, but later produced dual winner and group placed Sunday Star, and then Starman following a mating with Dutch Art. Starman opened his account in 2021 with victory in the Duke of York Stakes before defeating a decent field in the July Cup, which included 7 Group 1 winners. David, a huge congratulations. It must be wonderful to receive an accolade like this for just outlining to source a horse at that level and to achieve what you have, and it's quite something.
Well, I think if you put it into perspective, this horse was bred from my very first mare, so beginner's luck certainly struck for me, and only the second horse I bred, and obviously since winning the July Cup this time last year, it's been a fabulous journey of, I'm pleased to say, a few awards for him, so yeah, absolutely thrilled. It's a glorious feeling as well to have a horse of this standing.
To source horses, obviously beginner's luck, as you mentioned, but you're looking for different things. You're studying the academics. What is it for you that really stands out, motivates, drives those purchases, and how much do you like to get involved in that on a day-to-day basis?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I think for me, breeding horses now, I've got probably a dozen or so mares, and some of which have gone to Starman this covering season. It's trying to think of what the end product will look like, the style of the horse, what sort of horse you're trying to breed, and obviously there's a lot of more people in this room that will know far more than I do about that. But for me, starting out doing this, it's just been a good journey, and there's always the excitement of hopefully breeding another Starman, of course. So that's what we all aim for.
Well, we look forward to seeing him on the track very soon. Congratulations.
Very much.
Thank you. David Ward, thank you. If I could ask Cheryl Caves, the EBF Operation Manager, to join me on stage to present the next award, the European Breeders' Fund Stallion Special Merit, which recognises British-based stallions that reward breeders through value for money, accessibility and performance, without necessarily, of course, the advantage of large books of mares or the high fees such popularity commands. Now, the initial list of nominees is drawn from the British EBF supported Stallion Focus feature in the European Bloodstock News, which seeks to highlight milestones and notable performances in the British Stallion ranks. An industry panel then discuss and vote on a shortlist and subsequently the winner. Now, the nominees are Cable Bay, Far, Havana Gold and Ulysses. And the winner is Cable Bay. So this year's winner, Highclere Stud's Cable Bay, a previous nominee, caught the eye of the bloodstock industry panel with a lifetime winners to runners strike rate of an incredible 50%. Cable Bay provides winners at all levels with magnificent reliability. He has produced top-class horses such as Group 2 winners Liberty Beach, King's Lynn and Group 1 place Dragon Symbol, while standing at fees well below £10,000 for almost his entire career. The panel summarised Cable Bay's attraction to breeders, saying Cable Bay operates at a good strike rate and is able to get headliners like Dragon Symbol, King's Lynn and Liberty Beach. Importantly, he's rewarded a wide range of small breeders. Please welcome to receive the award on behalf of Highclere Stud, Jake Warren. Jake, congratulations. We've already heard what a fantastic value for money stallion Cable Bay has turned out to be, but for you who are seeing the stock and following the progeny so closely, what do you think it is that he really imparts to his stock that sets him apart?
I think they've always been very attractive, which has helped us gather the support that he needed to get the numbers on the ground. He's a very good-looking horse himself. They are very like him physically, which helped us keep the numbers up in the ensuing years. That he got terrific support from the small breeders, which is a comment that you just mentioned there, and I think is a really important thing to focus on here, that horses like Cable Bay, they wouldn't exist without the small breeders that come to use him. 2/3 of the breeders in this country have 2 mares or less, and it's, you know, awards like this are for them really, and so yeah, it's great, wonderful.
And the winners to runners ratio is one thing, but he's able to get a very good one as well, and that must have been something certainly in his first crop that became immediately apparent, and he's just kept on producing year after year as well.
Absolutely, no, he really has. He's got a tremendous strike rate. The quality of the horses that he produces, I think, comes down to a number of things. Obviously, he was a very good racehorse himself. He's got a fantastic female family, so there's a lot of depth there. And he gets well supported again by great people that believe in him. So the results have been fantastic.
Jake, many congratulations.
Thank you.
If I could ask another of our TBA trustees, Tom Blaine, to join me on stage to present our next award, which is the TBA Silver Salver, which is the Flat Special Merit Award. Now, the nominees are Her Majesty the Queen, Lawn Stud, Lordship Stud and Normandy Stud. And the winner is Her Majesty the Queen. Her Majesty had a superb season as the owner of 36 winners, the majority of which were homebred, including Reach for the Moon, the Solario Stakes winner, and fellow Group 3 scorer Light Refrain. Other performers to highlight the Royal Studs breeding operation included the 4-time winner Chalk Stream and Wink of an Eye, the 2-time stakes winner, King's Lynn and the stakes winning filly Port Folio, a daughter of Deep Impact foaled in Japan. So please welcome to receive the award on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, John Warren. John, we all know how much pleasure Her Majesty takes in her racing and breeding operations, but what will an award like this mean to Her Majesty?
Well, as you can imagine, the Queen over the years has won a number of awards, not necessarily associated with horses, but anything to do with the horses gives the Queen such tremendous pleasure, and of course, I always think it's a great escapism from everything else she has to do. She gets tremendous pleasure from the detail of the horse. It doesn't matter whether it's a top-class horse or a horse that's just won a race. I think she feels that any horse that has been jumped through all the hoops and achieved what it's able to achieve gives her great satisfaction. I think that's the sign of a great breeder that just gets a thrill from any level of horse that's managed to do the best it can, because we all know as breeders we have no control over the outcome. We just mate and put a lot of effort. The Queen puts tremendous effort with the mating plans. We sit there for hours and hours dealing with it, and I think seeing that unfold gives her great pleasure when she happens to get a good one. But anyone counts, which is great.
And those good ones have rolled into 2022, which has been fabulous to see. She must have really enjoyed the last few months as well, John.
Yeah, I think obviously the build-up to the Jubilee year was always going to be perceived as an important time. And as everyone here knows, you're hit with injuries and issues, but in principle, just trying to breed good horses and sticking to task and taking the rough with the smooth and looking forward to the outcome. But the Queen will be so thrilled, and I think it's tremendous that the TBA do such a great job of an event like this, because I think it does emphasise and bring us all together to discuss and talk about everything that we all do. So I know if only the Queen didn't have the job she had, I'm sure she would be very much the type of person that would have been at the forefront as a horsewoman right throughout her life if she didn't do what else she did. So yeah, it's great. So thank you so much.
Congratulations. So we move on to the Queen's Silver Cup, which is presented to the leading British-based flat breeder by Flat Earnings. This statistical award was announced earlier in the year, but now may I please welcome TBA Chief Executive Claire Shepherd to join me on stage to present the award. And the winner of the Queen's Silver Cup is Godolphin. So Godolphin retained the British and Irish Breeders' title for a 9th consecutive year in 2021, spearheaded by Adiyar's classic victory in the Derby at Epsom. Godolphin's domestic season also included group wins from stable stars Yabir, Space Blues, Ben Battle and Real World. Please welcome to the stage to receive the award on behalf of Godolphin, Martin Redmond. Thank you, Martin. Congratulations. Another accolade for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. I imagine extra special to be winning these big races and these awards with homebreds. How much will it mean to the team?
Yeah, it's massive for the team. Obviously, the last few years we've had amazing success with the homebreds, and I think it's testament to the team. We've got some amazing staff back in the farms right throughout, everybody that's involved in the breeding and producing these horses, and it's amazing. It's brilliant. Yeah.
Does it create a real buzz amongst the operation to have those good horses on the track and the excitement that these might be coming back to stud as well?
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, you just need to look this year so far, what we've had, the colts. And it's nice to think hopefully these horses will be back standing at the breeding shed in the future at some point.
And the ones that you've had anything to do with, what have been the highlights on the track for you?
They're all highlights for us. I mean, like I say, it's a team effort. We're all in it together, and everyone is important to everybody, and we all take great pleasure in it, so it's brilliant.
Many congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Martin Redmond. So we come to the Filly of Merit Award, kindly sponsored by Goffs UK, and this is given to the breeder of a British-bred filly who has had significant success on the racecourse in 2021. If I could ask Goffs UK Chairman and Group Chief Executive Henry Beebe to join me on stage to present the award. Now the nominees are Inspiral, bred by Cheveley Park Stud, Loving Dream, bred by Lordship Stud, Romantic Time, bred by Wretham Stud, and Var Dream, bred by Crispin Estates Limited. And the winner is Inspiral, bred by Cheveley Park Stud. Inspiral was crowned champion 2-year-old after being unbeaten in all 4 races, from a Newmarket novice listed in Group 2 wins before a decisive Fillies Mile victory. A daughter of Frankel and 4th generation of Cheveley Park breeding, her 5th dam, Rose Goddess, was purchased by David Minton from Keeneland in November 1988. And please welcome Chris Richardson. Chris, what a filly. Breathtaking stuff at Royal Ascot. This must bring the team such pleasure.
Yes, well, firstly, thank you to Goffs. Really wonderful to receive this award. Patricia Thompson would be thrilled, sad she couldn't be here tonight, but she did insist that we brought the team, and the team are here. As we've been said before, it's very much a team effort, and she's a very special filly. We've been very fortunate over the years to have some lovely fillies like Queen's Trust, who won the Breeders' Cup, and a filly like this. Once again, supporting English-based stallions, which is we consider very important. So we've got a very special young lady who certainly put her best foot forward once again at Royal Ascot, and we're excited about her running again this week.
How is she ahead of her intended start?
Yep, no, she's in very good form, I think. We're excited. She's done really well over the winter, and she was, she just continued to thrive, and I think possibly. As we step up in trip, she could well tackle some higher standards and some very exciting races going forward.
And we heard just the depth of the Cheveley Park history that her pedigree is steeped in. What is it about her that sets her apart, Chris, and how typical is she of the other members of the family you've known so well?
Well, it's the family Medition, of course, and as you mentioned, some foundation mares were bought by David Minton in the very early years, and it's wonderful that those families, with some patience, for 4th generation, are still producing, it's all about foundation families, and sometimes you have to wait an awful long time to see the benefit. But as I say, it's a big wheel, and there are lots of cogs, and we're very, very pleased that we've been able to produce some really special horses for the Thompson family.
Many congratulations and best of luck this week.
Thank you.
So if I could ask a TBA trustee, James Crowhurst, to join me on stage to present our next award. This is the TBA Silver Rose Bowl for Flat Breeder of the Year. Now the nominees are Cheveley Park Stud, Godolphin, Kirsten Rousing, Shadwell Stud. And the winner of the TBA Silver Rose Bowl for Flat Breeder of the Year is Kirsten Rousing. 2021 was a marvellous season for horses sporting the famous green and white silks of Kirsten Rousing. She achieved her best number of winners, and Alpinista's 3 German Group 1 wins emulated her Grand Dame Albinora. Royal Ascot's success was achieved when Sandrine hit the line in front of the Albany Stakes field. In total, there were 112 victories for Rousing-bred horses around the world, including Zaki, a sensation in Australia. We're delighted to welcome Kirsten Rousing to receive the award. Absolutely. Congratulations. This must mean the world, Kirsten. What a year last year.
Thank you very much, and many thanks indeed to the TBA, which I, for my sins, used to chair for 6 years, till 2012, so it's quite a long time ago now. Yes, it was a marvellous year last year. 112 winners, which didn't quite level to our best years ever, which were 2 years when we achieved 115 winners. And as of today, we're on 59 winners for this year, and we are 13 days ahead of any previous year, reaching 59. So we hope we'll get there this year as well.
Going great guns this season, that's for sure. We mentioned Alpinista, fabulous performance from her in France, and I think she really crystallises the ethos of Landwehr Stud, harking back to one of the most famous families. The success last year has been generations and years of hard work and dedication that has gone into it. But Kirsten, if you could sum up the crystallisation of that hard work and what set the stud apart, what would you come down on, do you think?
Well, it's hard to, for me anyway, it's hard to point to any one specific thing other than the fact that I have an absolutely marvellous team around me. I've got a handful of people who've been with me for 30 years, and I've got quite a few people who've been with me for 20 years. We've got 37 people employed in Newmarket and 9 in County Meath, Ireland, of great diversity, may I add. And I am immensely grateful to all of them and to all the trainers and their staff that have handled the horses I've bred and sold, and some of which, all fillies, that I have also owned as racehorses. I suppose I'm really interested myself in continuity and pedigrees and so on. So from that point of view, breeding racehorses is a tremendous pastime, and more than that, it's a passion, it's a lifetime work, and I've been in Newmarket for 42 years, and I don't suppose many people I'd last more than a year or two when I first arrived. So I'm still here.
Many congratulations.
So, thank you so much.
The next award is the H.J. Joel Silver Salver, which is kindly sponsored by Barton Stud. The award is presented for Flat Broodmare of the Year. If I could ask the owner of Barton Stud, George Broughton, to join me on stage to present the award. The nominees. Agarid, Beach Frolic, Reckoning. And the winner is Agarid. A listed winner when trained by John Hammond, Agarid and her sons Baid and Huckham descend from Shadwell Stud's mating decisions that extends back to the operation's purchase of height of fashion in the 80s. Baid raced 6 times in 2021, all of them victories, of course, including a neck win over Palace Pier in the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, whilst Huckham was a 3-time Group 3 scorer, who both have achieved Group 1 wins this year. Please welcome to receive the award on behalf of Shadwell Stud, James O'Donnell. Very many congratulations.
Gina, thank you. Thank you very much. A real honour.
So tell us a little bit about Agarid and her phenomenal career so far.
Well, I think you just have to look at the pedigree. As a lot of people before me this evening have already said, it's years of hard work and dedication from Sheikh Hamdan and his family that is culminating now in this fantastic mare. It goes back to Unforwain, height of fashion, and I think it's a true testament to everything that Shadwell stands for: the quality of the breeding, the precision, the matings, the team here this evening that fold Agarid, all of her produce, it's culminated in this successful year.
And it's so interesting to see a horse like Huckham on one end of the spectrum and Baid, who are quite different types. What can we expect from this mare to come? And is that typical of her? Does she throw different types every time?
I think that'd be fair to say. I think what you see in our offspring is a real genuine type of horse. Both Huckham, Baid are both fantastically well-natured. They enjoy their work, hard-working. We took all the lads the other day to Haggis's yard, and they struggle to spot Baid amongst the string because he's just unassuming, does his job, and gets on with life. That's what we see from the produce.
Yeah, I saw him the other day, and exactly that. And he's quite small. He's unassuming, as you say, but they just all have something. What is that she imparts to them?
I think it's just quality. She's got a beautiful night of thunder to come. She's back and forth to see the stars. So we've given her the best opportunities. But once again, reiterating what everyone said tonight, and it's so true, it really starts at the foaling down, the nurturing, the care, the hard work and dedication that the team put in when the foals are young. And I think this really also marks we talk about the history of Shadwell, but it really marks a new beginning and a future, as we saw this year with Shaker Hissy coming to Shadwell. There's a real sense of excitement with the team. We're just very grateful for the family and the future that we now have.
Huge congratulations, many best of luck for the future.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, we do have an award that has been handed to me. I believe it is now in the wrong order, but let's find out. Olivia, should we go ahead with the Silver Salver Award at this stage? Yeah. If I could ask Matt Pryor then to join me on stage to present the next award, the Tattersalls Silver Salver for the leading British-based first season sire. Now, this statistical award was announced earlier in the year, and I'm delighted to announce that it's an in-house job. The winner is Overbury Studs' Ardad. So, amassing 20 individual winners and nearly 500,000 in prize money in 2021, Ardad's progeny posted big race results in the shape of Pre-Morney and Middle Park Stakes winner Perfect Power and the Serenia Stakes scorer Eve Lodge. Please welcome our congratulations extend to Overbury Studs' Simon Sweeting. Simon, what a phenomenal success story this horse has been. How much has he surprised you with what he's achieved?
He's really taken us by surprise, but you know, looking back on what he has managed to do, he was bred for it. He covered plenty of mares. They all looked the part when they were born, so probably we shouldn't be that shocked.
What is a typical Ardad for you? What do you think he throws?
Laid back, easy moving, athletic horses.
And just talk us through some of the success he's had on the track, and not only with that fantastic strike rate, but with achieving good flag bearers as well for the team.
Absolutely. I mean, Perfect Power is the wonderful example. He won at Royal Ascot last year, and he went on, strength to strength. Obviously doesn't stay a mile, but he's trained on, which is very exciting, and big day on Saturday, so we'll look forward to see what he can do against the older sprinters.
How much have we got to look forward to with Ardad? Presumably now the best to come.
I think there's plenty to come. That he covered a good book of mares the last 2 years and some very much better mares this year, so we're really excited about what's coming on.
Many congratulations.
Thank you.
If I could now ask the TBA's chairman, Julian Richmond Watson, to join me on stage to present the next two awards. Now, the first of which is the Dominion Award. Now, the Dominion Award recognises outstanding contribution and long-term commitment from someone in the industry. The winner of this year's award has been an important member of the TBA board for 8 years. His work on VAT and tax issues alone has been vitally important for breeders, but he was also key to the TBA's Brexit work and a key member of the first 2 economic impact studies, which served to demonstrate that he rolls up his sleeves, and if this was the sum total of his legacy, it would be more than enough. Of course, his involvement goes back further than that. He was a leader in the campaign of the Treasury over the VAT scheme in '91, and this has saved owners tens of millions over the years. He has a calm and reasoned voice, able to cut through the most difficult of issues with objective assessment of the direction needed. His value to the TBA has been inestimable, and his worth to the industry priceless. Time given freely and always available to the Stansted House executive whom he has supported and so believed in. To his fellow trustees, always treated with courtesy and yet always ready to hold an opinion. I am told by his fellow trustees that he is a man you would want by your side in any situation. Indeed, the TBA was fortunate to find someone of such generosity of spirit and great ability to navigate through the industry's business challenges. A wise counsel and calming influence in any circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the winner of this year's Dominion Bronze, Peter Mendham. Peter, many congratulations. Sorry, everyone gets nabbed. We heard there all the wonderful work you've done with the TBA. Very kind words, but what does it mean to be recognised in this way?
It's a shock. I mean, it's 40 years, it's 30 years since we did the VAT scheme. I've been fairly closely involved ever since, and I've had a huge amount of fun. I've worked on the TBA board with trustees, some really, I've worked in all sorts of different industries, but the people I worked with there are some of the best I've ever worked with, and I think members should be very proud of the people and the hours that they put in, often unheralded. And the staff at Stansted House, when Julian said that I supported them, they supported me. I couldn't have done what I did without them. I think it's a tremendous team, and I think the TBA goes from strength to strength.
What?
Shocked.
Many congratulations, Peter.
Thank you.
We now come to our grand finale, the Andrew Devonshire Award, which recognises outstanding achievement and contribution to the British thoroughbred breeding industry. Now, the winner of this award has owned mares who have produced around 186 foals, which between them have won over £20 million in prize money. Her first major broodmare purchase was Silver Lane, who was bought for $750,000 in 1993. She was carrying Black Hawk, who won over £3.5 million in prize money and found a place at stud in Japan. Now, soon after, the stud purchased Dorara, a Group 1 winning daughter of Topville. She acquired elite mare status, producing 4 Group 1 winners, including Daremi. Now, the homebred carried her owner's colours to Group 1 glory on 3 occasions and has since herself turned into a broodmare of note, being the understatement, being the dam of Champion Too Darn Hot, as well as a pair of Group winning mares in Lati Da and Somi Da, whilst her 2017 born son of Dubawi realised 3.5 million guineas to top trade during the 3 days of the Tattersalls Book One sale in 2018. The owner of Watership Down Studs, along with husband Andrew, since it was founded 30 years ago in 1992, and someone who's achieved major success in the British thoroughbred breeding industry. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Andrew Devonshire Award, of course, is Lady Madeleine Lloyd-Webber. Madeleine, many congratulations. congratulations. Just some of the names on that page. I mean, we've all enjoyed the success of the stud and been lucky enough to witness them all of racehorses, so this really must have brought you some pleasure over the years.
Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic, and when we thought up this wheeze, Simon Marsh and I went to Andrew and persuaded him, did a good job pitching to him that this was a good idea to invest in some brood mares, and we were very keen to get the foundation mares, as Simon said. This is a long-term project. I think Andrew was thinking 5 years. We were thinking 30 years, and it's been a wonderful journey ever since that moment.
Pleased to say you got your way. What brings you the most joy in being involved in the breeding industry?
Well, I think it surprised me, having been an equestrian all my life, it surprised me to see the horses go from being bred to being foaled to being broken to being trained to then getting some success. And, you know, I had always bought horses at sort of 3 or 4 years old and trained them myself, but to see it all the way through, I think gave Andrew and I just enormous pleasure.
As I said, we've all very much enjoyed all of them on the track. What have been the sort of personal favourites and personal highlights for you over the years? I imagine it's so hard to pin one down.
I was just thinking, I thought you might ask me that actually, so I was just trying to think of narrowing it down. I think probably Dare Me winning the Shima Classic, I think that was just ridiculous fun, because whenever you make a huge effort to go anywhere long distance for a race, you know it's always going to end in failure. So it was just so exciting to actually go that far and make that much effort and win the race. And of course, Durara then bred the next year's Shima Classic winner as well in Rewilding. So that was exciting. But I think probably the highlight that changed everything is probably the Dewhurst with Too Darn Hot. I think we have to put that down as the most exciting moment.
And how much are you enjoying now seeing his career flourish now in the stallion sheds?
Well, it's going to get more and more nerve-wracking, isn't it? Because this time next year we're going to be looking up in the newspaper every day, in the Racing Post, and there's going to be something exciting every single day. And look, the bubble might burst, but gosh, we've really, really enjoyed that process.
Many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the Andrew Devonshire Awards, Madeline Lloyd-Webber. So this concludes our formal awards ceremony. May I ask that all prize winners actually return to the stage area just shortly for a group photo, if that's okay. Make sure to sign for their trophies as well before you leave. But first, to end, I'll hand over to your chairman, Julian Richmond-Watson, with a few words.
Right, well, just again, congratulations to all the winners. Well done. Congratulations to everybody. Thank you very much to Gina. Thank you very much for Anita Wigan and the team for putting the whole show on. I'm very pleased that I delegate the whole lot down to them. I know nothing of what's happening, so it's very nice to turn up here and see it go so well. So thank you all very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
And before we conclude the evening, just an extra thank you to our sponsors again who have supported the event, and enjoy the rest of your evening. A very safe trip home. Many thanks.